We did it again, and this was not an oops. Oops, we did it again. Oops. We have another surviving marriage book, and no, it wasn't easier than the first one. And we're going to tell you why.
I'm about to say I did something.
We're going to tell
Wasn't
you
me.
why. For anyone who has published a book, who's published multiple books, we're going to tell you our story about our new book, Send Me That Recipe, coming up on Surviving Marriage Podcast.
Welcome to Surviving Marriage Podcast with Rufus and Jenny, marriage educators, best-selling authors, and relationship disruptors, giving you marriage education from decades of marriage experience. Here's Rufus and Jenny triplet.
Thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider.
Choose your test online, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging.
Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days.
Once your results are available, they will be reviewed by a physician. A nurse will then contact you for a consultation over the phone. In some cases, the physician will be able to provide prescriptions to the pharmacy of your choosing.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this simple to get tested.
So if you want to get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/Rufus and Jenny.
Special offer for Rufus and Jenny viewers. Click the link in this video description and get 30% off of your test. Now, what do you need to do? Let's get checked.
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
We just did a podcast on counseling versus therapy. It's definitely good for you.
Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is therapy works.
But what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in your relationships or at work, not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better, because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with the therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera that you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy and can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours.
Join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. And special offer to Rufus and Jenny listeners and viewers, you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. That's betterhelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
We're going to talk about our book a little bit. Our book, Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century. You guys see that?
We wrote a book that has changed our lives.
We started finding ourselves in international destinations. We've done book signings in Dubai. We've been to Cuba. And even last month, we found ourselves in Bucharest.
But let me tell y'all something. Ain't no black people in Bucharest.
Our book has transcended race, religion, age, ethnicity, and just about every demographic you can name. We've appeared in major media, TV, print, and radio with speaking engagements in front of thousands around the world. And now we have a course to show you how we did it and how you can too. If you've been wanting to write a book and not sure how to get it done, this course is for you. I think we might need a drum roll or something. Can I get a drum roll? How about a beat? Can I get a no? No beat? Can't get a beat? Okay. Okay, first let me stop assuming, because assumptions can get you caught up for real, right? For reals.
Might get you killed.
For reals. Okay, welcome to another episode of Surviving Marriage Podcast. We are husband and wife team, Rufus and Jenny triplet, co-host, and now 6-time authors. Hey.
Thought you were going to say some type of 6-time award winning.
Hey.
I ain't got to be award winning.
Not only are we the authors of the best-selling book, Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century, but we just released our newest release, Send Me That Recipe. Send Me That Recipe, okay. For those, if you watching us on YouTube, kind of holding up the book, Send Me That Recipe, right? It's a book of recipes and marriage tips. And so it's not just recipes. You know how these celebrity chefs are in the kitchen and cooking and different things or whatever.
Got your own personal space. Well, if you share the space with somebody.
Yeah, we're not just giving you recipes. We're also giving you marriage tips. And,
because sometimes you occupy the same space.
Yeah, on how to, liven up your marriage, just sustain your marriage, connect, bond, and all of that. And it is our first follow-up to our best-selling release and the Surviving Marriage, our first book, our tips book, which has been 9 years. It's been 9 years, guy. 9 years. That book is still going strong after 9 years.
You a dinosaur now.
I think you might have hit a lick. We might have hit a lick with that one. Is that what they say? They hit a lick.
Well, you lick a lollipop. They say how many times lick a lollipop get to the center.
Oh, goodness. Okay. That's a Tootsie Roll
I
pop,
just
right?
bite it.
That a Tootsie Roll pop?
Crunch, crunch.
Okay. And this episode is all about our book journey from start to here. Started from the bottom. Now we here. Now we here. Started from the bottom. Okay. All right. So
nothing about all that.
Let's start at the beginning with our very first book. Show the people the first book. If you guys have our book, you got your book? You guys have our book?
Why do I need my book?
Say Surviving.
Is it the same book?
Marriage, yeah, but
is it something different or something?
Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century. This was a book that we published.
Is this a duplicate?
And we had tossed around writing a book for years. We had tossed around about writing a book.
I got the knockoff. This might be the knockoff.
We don't have no knockoff.
Somebody was knocking it off.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did try to knock off our book and sell it. And they was bootlegging it at a high price too. Like for real, $20 or something like that, $20-$25.
Ripping people off.
We were talking about writing a book for years. And then we got the Ebony Magazine Couple of the Year honor and wish that we had the book because that type of exposure, put us national, like across the country and different things like that, and in a different light. And it's really, really good to have that type of free media and to have a product. So if we would have had the book then, it would have been great. But it still worked out to
we didn't have the book?
Our benefit. No, we didn't have it because it wasn't ready.
Sure seemed like it.
It wasn't ready. And what we've learned that in writing a book, it's a discipline, and we didn't have that discipline back then because it wasn't a priority. So we actually had to make writing a book a priority, and it is a true discipline. If you don't start correctly, you may not get through it in a timely manner. I actually came across a Facebook post from 2008 where we were actually in the midst of writing it and thinking about it and pushing it out or talking about it. But it didn't get published until 2013. And that's because it became more of a priority after the Ebony Magazine honor. And in order to get it done, in order for us to get this done, and some people may look at like, oh, the book is not small. It's not a large book, but it's full of gems, like just really clear experiences, marriage, life, and different things like that. And we had to knuckle down and clear out all the distractions and get it done. And we were just dealing a lot with our kids back then. We had took in some kids. We took in your brother's kids. and dealing with some other stuff back then, that the book kept getting pushed back to the side. So ever since 2008, that's wild.
It's all good though.
Yeah.
Do what we had to do.
I'm not going to go into all the details.
That's all I do anyway.
Because we do have a book course. And if you look in our show notes, we have our book course, and you guys can take our course, and it covers it all, like from beginning in how to write a book, how to outline it, how to pitch, how to market it for free. A lot of free places that you can actually
how to finish it,
market your book, finish it. Yeah, because it's one thing to write a book,
how to quit playing around,
but to actually have it still selling after 9 years.
See, because I was trying to get the book finished. You was playing too much.
That's a different story.
I be trying to get stuff done.
That is so not true. But check the show notes and the link below as well on the video on our YouTube, because it is to our book course, and you guys can check that out, okay? If you're sincerely looking to write a book, sell a book, and be knowledgeable about, a book, be able to pitch your book to media and different things like that. And like I said, still be able to be selling 9 years later, years and years later. This course is definitely for you. Okay. Now, I'm just going to read the back of the book a little bit, because we get questions about the book, like how could we write it together? Because there's couples that have written books
very
before.
Carefully.
Yeah, there's couples that have written books before, but you have to like tune into your style. What is your style to get it? Because ours was not.
I think you just got to let the other person say what they want to say.
Yeah, but ours was not like doctoral. It's not like PhD.
Because they ain't how I talk.
Yeah, or anything like that. So we tuned into our style.
That ain't me.
How we talk, our experiences, and this book is pretty much that.
The choo-choo train was going down the track.
So the back says, Surviving Marriage Tips is more than a book of general rhetoric.
The train coming.
It is a book of relatable experiences written from the viewpoint of a man and a woman in their own humorous way who committed to the institution of marriage at the young age of 21. From tip number 1 to tip number 13, you will get a true understanding of how you and your significant other can stay bonded in matrimony for decades and maybe even into the golden years. We're about 20 years away from the golden years, right?
Still got time.
Hey, as troubled times arise in any marriage, these co-authors offer a guideline on how to apply a little duct tape and keep the wheels of happiness moving. Also, be sure to take the Surviving Marriage Whiz Quiz and rate your relationship success. I remember that Whiz Quiz. Might have to make up another one. Go on.
I didn't pass.
Make up another one. Okay. A question we get all the time is, do you start with the title? Not necessarily. But I think we started with our title, because we were tossing around like, what's good for marriage? Like, what are people talking about? What is marriage really
I'll tell you what they wasn't talking about. Surviving.
Exactly.
They was leaving that word out. Don't say surviving.
Right.
That's too negative.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you better hope you survive. I couldn't leave it out. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I couldn't leave out survive.
Yeah, and that's what we came up with.
I was either surviving or drowning.
Yeah. But we knew we wanted to do a marriage tips book, and we knew we wanted to do it in our own way. That was clear.
We knew we wasn't finna talk like we was some type of therapeutical something going on. This was some real life stuff happening over here.
And we had started tossing the titles around, like I said, and surviving marriage is what stuck. As soon as we heard it, we knew it. That's like kind of when you used to be in the studio, and you were working.
I was surviving that too.
You were working on music and different things. You knew a hit when you heard it.
I was trying to go to sleep, and they were trying to keep me up.
You knew that was a hit when you heard it, and the rest is kind of history, so to speak, right? Well, actually, it's not. Because the story is still writing itself. But we have created a niche And we have a loyal, supportive audience. And we're grateful for that because Surviving Marriage has garnered a workbook, card game, T-shirts, workshops, what else?
Patches.
And this podcast.
Patches.
That's not for Surviving Marriage.
I'm trying to get
to that yet.
I was trying to get my patch. Well, it helped out.
Yeah, it helped out.
It helped me get
helped
my
out.
patches
it helped
going.
Out. Yeah. So it's garnered like a whole movement. Okay. So let's talk about our book timeline, and then we can get some tidbits about the new book. We are 6-time authors that actually.
That anything like kibbles and bits?
What? What?
Tidbits.
No.
No. Kibbles and bits.
No. That actually feels good to say because the goal was 10. So let me say it again. We are 6-time authors. Our goal is 10. So
Your goal is 10.
That is only 4 away.
I'm good.
And if Allah lets us live to see it, we will knock out 10 books. And that is our legacy as far as for our children and everything, because they will receive royalties in perpetuity.
I only need one.
In perpetuity of our death. And, even if something was to happen to us now, our books would probably elevate. They would probably, sell because of our death.
Anywho.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's type of stuff that happened, And these are royalties that they will continue to collect, inshallah. And it's not something they could sell. Like
they sell in my house.
I was going to say like our house. They're talking about selling our house, but they can't sell our royalties. It's just something that they could continue to collect.
They could.
For
Hey.
Like,
now, what's them people be buying? They be with the music industry. They masters.
Their catalog.
They could sell the catalog now.
I've never heard of that.
Go ahead and buy this catalog from me, and y'all can make money off of it.
I've never heard of that in history, where somebody has sold somebody's book catalog.
It can happen.
It probably could.
That's like that dude said. It can happen.
Yeah, it probably could, but I've just never heard of it. Okay, all right. So we're gonna talk about the first our book timeline.
Leave it to my children; they'll be the first.
February 2013, The Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century, 13 easy tips that can help you get to 20 years and beyond. The title says it all. And like I said, it has spawned so much, the workshop, workbook, T-shirt, podcast, card game, all of that from one book.
I'm just glad it helped one person.
Yes.
I'm glad that somebody got
that was our goal.
Something out of what I was trying to keep them away from, which is that divorce. Mm-hmm. That my main goal was to say, hey, look, partner, I thought about it too. So these are the steps. These are what I did to do it. So I was glad to even hear that one person benefited from it. So I'm good. If nobody else benefit from this book or these books,
Stop it. Okay.
This stuff.
November 2015, we released Surviving Parenting in the 21st Century. Have you seen my innocent? And that pretty much came out of because we were going around doing the marriage workshops and everybody was saying, you got anything on parenting? You guys talk about parenting too? So we did this cute little book about our children and our stories of how we raised 3 boys. And I feel that this is probably one of the books that has missing streams, because you can make streams of income from your books. So this may be our next target because it's missing a stream, it's missing a connection, and the book venture should have something that connects us to it. So we may look at doing something for parents or children, maybe something children. We don't have a children's book. So maybe
there's plenty of children's book out there, though.
Yeah, maybe we can connect.
They even got Muslim children's books now.
Maybe we can connect in that way. Okay.
Didn't see that coming when I was growing up.
Then the next 2 books, August 2016 and then December 2018, we did 2 Jobs for Felons books. A lot of y'all might not know that, so I'm going to put those links in our show notes and under our video. Our jobs.
Whoever ordering it know it.
Exactly. Our Jobs for Felons book, because of our prison world work, if you guys don't know, we are certified prison volunteers. And a lot of that work spilled over into this. And these books kind of sell without even advertising. You know, they sell every month without even advertising them because of the climate, shall I say, because of the
you
work.
say because of the I mean the system, and they're always looking for something prior to getting out or getting out, and their families is always looking for something.
Yeah,
so
and
it's out there for them to.
And no matter how
check
far people have come, it's still hard for felons to get work.
Yeah, and then
a lot of
the years we spent in the system, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, when people look up our name, they kind of see that out there.
Yeah,
so
our prison won't work.
it's
Right.
all good.
Okay. So then in February 2018 came Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century, How to Get Back to the Swoon of the Honeymoon. It is an intimacy workbook, and that spawned like the flashcards or card game, shall you you want to say. So it became more of an interactive under the Surviving Marriage tips. So we went from the tip book to actually doing the work with the workbook and the card game. And then in March of 22, now we have this book, guys, and I am so excited. We're going to talk a little bit about this book, Send Me That Recipe, which is also in hardcover and paperback. And this is our first hardcover book.
Send me the dish when it's cooked.
And I'm excited about this because wouldn't that look good like on your coffee table?
So I can eat.
And different things. What greater connection can a couple have than being able to get in the kitchen and hook up some stuff together? You know, you're working on a project.
Sitting at the table.
You probably end up, singing and reminiscing and different things. And thankfully, the pandemic had us and everybody else, you know, all up in the kitchen.
Oh, so had you up in the kitchen, you thought you was Chef Boyardee? You just thought you put on the chef hat and just ran with it, huh?
I didn't have to be Chef Boyardee for all the memories to come flowing back. So I'm going to give people a little bit of background, you know, in regards to us in the kitchen.
And to put my po' man cookies up in there. I know I was broke back then.
And first of all, guys, we've had numerous comments about the cover. You guys see that, right? That cover is like fire, that cover, right?
Who was I talking to? I don't know if that was Kobe or Ray. I think it was Ray mentioned the po' man cookies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's just out the blue.
Well, we were talking, and I don't know how he mentioned it. I don't even remember. And I said, well, we called them po' man cookies in the book. He said we were po'.
Yeah, but that's what I remember. And even our boys remember that. Our boys remember you making po' man cookies.
But I'm saying, like, Ray mentioned that the other day, and I was tripping, like, bruh, that's in the cookbook.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just a little bit of background. Since we last published our first book, we lost our oldest son. He transitioned in 2016, and he wanted to be a pastry chef. He actually went to school for it and was ServSafe certified and working his way towards his dream of working in a big luxury hotel on a cruise ship. That's what he really wanted to do and do the pastries. But he worked at Disney World, and one thing he always said that he never wanted to do was to be on the food shows. He said because he didn't like people yelling at him. And that was something, remember, we suggested they were just getting kind of like big back then when he came out of school, all these food, you know, we're sure Master Chef and all of that.
I'll
Top
tell you
Chef
what, Ramsey didn't want him on his show.
And he said,
my boy would have turned that show out.
He said he couldn't take people yelling at him because it made him nervous, and he was already a bit clumsy, so he probably would have lost.
I'm telling boy, Chef, what's his name? Ramsey. Oh, he would have said something to that boy.
Yeah, he probably would have lost his whole tray.
It would have been PTSD up in there.
He would have lost his whole tray. And this book is dedicated. This book is dedicated to him. You know, he coined the phrase, as far as we're concerned, like world famous. So you'll see that in the book, world famous. Now you, Chef Rufus.
I am what I am.
Chef Rufus.
Say it right.
Went to culinary arts school.
Say it like you're in France.
In the Marine Corps.
Rufus.
Yes, my hubby is an actual chef.
Rufus.
He's an actual school certified chef.
I got my degree
got
up
a
there.
culinary arts degree,
Excuse
exactly.
you.
Could probably give some of these celebrity chefs a run for their
Whoa,
money.
hold, pull back now.
Because this brother can throw down.
Nah.
He can throw down. And in this
I
book
do a little something.
is some of his delicious recipes. One that takes us back in the day was his very first dish I remember bringing home from the chow hall. If you guys don't know what the chow hall is, that's the military mess hall, is where they feed you in the military. And
yeah, but our chow hall was a chow hall gourmet. Gourmet. We had gourmet up in there.
Elevated, okay? But I remember when he brought home pepper steak, and boy, when I tell you, when he brought this home for the first time, we were in the military. It's not your normal military dining meal. I actually thought he had ordered takeout because it was so good. It was that
smelled
good.
up the house, huh?
Yeah, and when I tell you that was the best,
get the aroma, go and blow
Chinese
it over there.
food that I had and had tasted at the time. It was only 21. Okay, tasted at the time. That was no joke. That was no joke and no cap because it was so good. So much so that this guy became very well known in the chow hall and a requested chef for the commandant. That the commandant would already call. If you guys don't know what the commandant of the Marine Corps is, that is the highest ranking officer of the Marine Corps, and he was stationed in Washington D.C. And he would always call down to the chow hall to have my husband make his meals.
Anywho, commandant, he just wanted something from the chow hall. Period.
He would request my husband.
He knew we was down there throwing down, so he just wanted something from that chow hall. He would request
my husband to make his meals.
He could have ordered takeout, but
yeah. So I have a few recipes in there as well, even though I really couldn't cook when we first got married, but I couldn't cook.
That's an overstatement.
I couldn't cook, and but I grew, right? I grew.
You became a toddler.
I'm
somewhere.
World famous.
You became a toddler somewhere.
World famous. But I have a few recipes in there. Mine, my mom's famous apple pie recipe.
No, you be throwing down. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that's how a lot of people you grew up with be surprised. But all you gotta do is get in the kitchen. You'll work it out.
Yeah, well, and
you worked out a couple of things.
Yeah, trial and error, and I started following recipes, and actually because I had no desire to want to cook. That was just not my thing. But I had a family, so I got to get in there and try to kind of figure it out, right? Okay.
I think I kind of told you, you want to kind of give your boys something to remember to want to come home to your dish.
Right, mom's meals.
Because I didn't just want them to think Daddy was the only one up in here cooking.
Also in the book are some marriage tips that will make you think, like 10 things not to do at a wedding. And we all know it's wedding season right now. There's people getting married left, right, and different things or whatever. Because, couples, especially these days with social media, love to take the spotlight. And sometimes it overshadows the couple that is actually getting married. Because people are doing too much at these weddings, for social media.
Yeah, I would have worn my khakis.
What?
I ain't trying to show nobody up at their own wedding. I just wear some khakis and some flip-flops.
As far as
that way,
as long as you ain't wearing white.
They'll do the focus over there to them.
You're not a part of the white.
I ain't trying to get none of the focus.
Unless they say it's okay to wear white. But I'm saying people are also doing, other kind of stuff at weddings.
Yeah.
For real.
Doing the TikTok dance.
Just, falling out, it's just all kind of stuff. And it overshadows the couple, the bride and the groom. We also talk about correcting your spouse in public. Should you, or shouldn't you? Like it's just something, like something that just happened on stage at an award show. Should that have been corrected in public or not?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, should you?
Have no clue.
Should you correct that person in public or not? Is it further embarrassment to correct your spouse in public? Or is it you can correct them, but it's just how you do the correcting?
It depends on the situation, whether okay, and what you're saying, it's about knowing, go back to knowing your spouse. Because again, in some situations, you can correct them and everything is good. But in certain situations, you better shut your mouth. Just shut up.
We're really excited about this book because it's different. It's different than the other 5 books that we've put out, and I think people are going to enjoy it. But because the book was delayed, so is our book tour. We should have already hit a few spots already last month, but we decided to wait until after Ramadan because that's just right.
Ramadan
that's just
up
right.
in the house.
That's just right. So look for us. Coming to a city near you. Dates are being set up, appearances are being set up, and everything. And then when we pull up in your city, come on out and grab a book from us. Get your book signed and everything.
It depends on how you talking about pulling up.
And
don't be pulling up with nothing sticking out the window.
You can actually get the book now. Hit the link, grab it from Amazon today, and then bring your book to the book signing. How about that? We'll be right back with your food for thought.
Thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video.
Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider.
Choose your test online, and it will be delivered to you in discreet packaging.
Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days.
Once your results are available, they will be reviewed by a physician. A nurse will then contact you for a consultation over the phone. In some cases, the physician will be able to provide prescriptions to the pharmacy of your choosing.
Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this simple to get tested.
So if you want to get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/Rufus and Jenny.
Special offer for Rufus and Jenny viewers. Click the link in this video description and get 30% off of your test. Now, what do you need to do? Let's get checked.
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
We just did a podcast on counseling versus therapy. It's definitely good for you.
Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is therapy works.
But what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated right now and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in your relationships or at work, not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with the therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera that you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy and can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours.
Join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. And special offer to Rufus and Jenny listeners and viewers, you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. That's betterhelp.com/Rufus and Jenny. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
We're going to talk about our book a little bit. Our book, Surviving Marriage in the 21st Century. You guys see that?
We wrote a book that has changed our lives.
We started finding ourselves in international destinations. We've done book signings in Dubai. We've been to Cuba. And even last month, we found ourselves in Bucharest.
But let me tell y'all something. Ain't no black people in Bucharest.
Our book has transcended race, religion, age, ethnicity, and just about every demographic you can name. We've appeared in major media, TV, print, and radio with speaking engagements in front of thousands around the world. And now we have a course to show you how we did it and how you can too. If you've been wanting to write a book and not sure how to get it done, this course is for you.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
Defending your spouse's honor. What does that really look like? I just want to tell a story about my husband. I believe that you present yourself in such a way that no one even tries to try me, disrespect me, or tries you.
What in the?
I believe it's in a way that you carry yourself.
Let me get ready then, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people trying to try me now.
I believe it's in a way that you carry yourself.
But it's all good.
Now, social media has created a whole new threat.
I'm good either way.
These LED ninjas getting out of pocket, calling folks out of their name, etc. But then there's the block button, thankfully, or restrict option, or mute, or things like that.
Defending, when you talk about online, that's just that's something different, because again, if you're out there, you're probably going to get talked about, and you're probably going to not like everything that someone has to say about you. So defending that's like you said, hit the block button, whatever you got to do. Like, I'm not finna call you out. We ain't finna go to blows because
and it's not
you
always
didn't like something.
Opposite gender disrespecting. A lot of times it's female on female, male on male, male on female. It's not always the opposite gender trying to disrespect someone. So I've been more cautious lately guiding my words, because I feel that has a lasting effect on people, because I have a way of being intelligently smart, or shall I say an intelligent smart ass, where I could cuss somebody out.
Yeah, the second one sounds more like it.
I could cuss somebody out without cussing.
Well, they figure that out really quick too.
Yeah,
that's what they think about it. They think about them words and they say, who is she talking to?
Right. Well, and the thing is that normally
ain't nobody but me and her, so she got to be talking to me.
Reflect on what they say to me to make me say that, because that's not something that I'm doing every day, all day.
Well, you're proving the point, because you are a good
wordsmith.
We are wordist.
Wordsmith, yeah.
That you don't have to say MF and F. Right. Drop the F-bomb 1,000 times, but like people be wanting to do, that be really sounding unintelligent.
But you still get my point.
I get it.
Yes.
Shoot. Hey, when I be wanting federal letters wrote, I be like, baby, can you write me a letter, please? Because I want them to know what I'm saying without saying what I'm saying.
People get out of pocket online, and you have those options. So, but even without that option, I got this. But I know if I ever need you, you're never too far away to check a joker.
Well, it depends. Is it a big rock standing by? Can they just see my eyes above the rock?
You're never too far away. And trust me, if I come to you with the right situation, letting you know, hey, this fool, you ready for action.
You call somebody a fool?
Ready for action.
I might if you're calling people fools, it might be something going down anyway.
Anywho. All right, that's it for the food for thought today. Just a few announcements before we go.
I'm gonna protect mine. If we ever get into a thing, as long as that other person willing to die, it might be a good match. Because if I ever get in, it's a good day to die.
Okay.
I'm just trying to say. So if you ever come at me, I'm just saying, make sure it's a good day to die.
My baby done
As long as it's a good day to die, it's going to be a good one.
My baby has spoken. Okay?
I think. I think. I'm not sure about that, though.
Surviving Marriage on IG. We got our page back. Hey, hello. Okay. Follow for, all of our books, t-shirts, card games, events, our book tour, great marriage tips, everything that's coming out. Follow us on Instagram at Surviving Marriage. Our new book has dropped. Send me that recipe. It's in hardcover. Can y'all hear that? It's in hardcover. It's a collector's edition and paperback. And hit that link. And you got it. We have a book course, how to write a book. You can go to RufusandJenny.com, click on our courses, and it's in there, guys, from A to Z, how you guys can write a book, publish, pitch, all that good type of stuff. Learn a new language, Lagua Talk. Check the link in our notes. If you are looking for personal development, self-development, anything going forward, learn a new language. That's good to have. It's great to be multilingual. I wish I knew at least 3, 4, 5 languages. That would be wonderful. Bread and Butter Farms. Zero chemical or organically grown produce, grass-fed meats, and free-range chicken and eggs. Join their farm share now. You get 10 weeks of vegetables for you and your family. They also accept EBT. www.breadandbutterfarms.com for more information. Yeah, Nicole and Musa, they're doing great things over there, so contact them, especially now you guys know that we may be possibly looking at a food shortage. So they got it all. They got the farm, and they got it going on, so you can contact them, keep your food going on. Remember to stay connected across social media at Rufus and Jenny. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everything. Just stay connected. Pinterest, don't forget Pinterest, okay? Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, because that helps our podcast. We have several events coming up in May. You can go to our website, go to RufusandJenny.com, go to our social media, find out where we're going to be coming to you guys, and make sure you guys show up and connect with us in person, in real life, okay? You ready to ride, dear? You ready to ride?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, remember, marriage is a journey, not a sprint. We are surviving it, and so can you.
And we are Rufus and Jenny. Until the next episode, y'all start cooking.
We'll be married.